Today I want to talk about Tennessee football and the Exodus, and all that's coming up after the bumper.
Don't be cornering me. Hold up. Time. You gotta help me with that corner
What's up, kid folk? It's RJ Young. I am not on a step mill. Consider hitting the like and subscribe button because I upload a video every single day. It's always college football related, sports related. We have a good time. So today, want to talk about one of my favorite stories in the good book, and that is the story of Exodus, Tennessee edition. Now, what I need to start with is this. You don't see these kind of defections, these kind of mass, exits without some really interesting coaching news. Sometimes it's as simple as someone has been fired and he was beloved and the kids no longer want to play for anybody else at the program. Because as much as folks want to believe that a kiddo decided to commit and sign with a school because the school is great, it's rarely the case. You have usually formed a relationship with a person on that staff, with several persons on that staff, and now that entire staff, in addition to the head coach, is gone. Many of you know Jeremy Pruitt was fired for cause in the midst of an NCAA investigation and a law firm that Tennessee brought in independently to review some shenanigans going on with their recruiting. While we all make our jokes about Dan Patrick reading his text message saying that they were handing out McDonald's bags full of cash, I just don't see how that went down. That said, we do have lots of data to show there are a bunch of kids that don't want to be around for whatever is going to happen in 2021. And right now, that number is up to 19 dudes that they have lost. That's a signing class. That's a signing class, all right? Now, you're going to lose some to the NFL. We get that. Like guys like Bryce Thompson, right? Absolutely 100% ought to go. But you lost two dudes on your quarterback depth chart. You lost two dudes on your running back depth chart. All right, you know what? I'm going to just roll through them right now. And this is just taking a look at the Tennessee two deep, all right? So, my goodness. You lost the star linebacker, your star safety, Sean, I had to make sure it was Schamberger because it reads like something different. Henry To'oTo'o, who I believe is one of the best players that Tennessee had, if not the best player Tennessee had something like 150 tackles in the last 2 years. Tackling machine, right? You wanted to keep him. He's going to be one of the most coveted dudes in the portal right now. Quavarius Couch, also linebacker. So that's your Will and your Mike that are gone. DeAndre Johnson, he transferred to Miami. So that's your Jack, your Mike, your Will, and your Star. They're gone. Latrell Bumpus, starting DN, he's gone. Aubrey Solomon, starting nose tackle, he's gone. Your two ends on the other side, Matthew Butler and Daryl Middleton, they're gone. Like, that is all but your Sam, your corner, your safety. And nobody plays with a Sam linebacker. Not really, right? No disrespect, but like the star dude plays that position most of the time. So you have literally lost all but your starting corners and your starting safeties to the portal or to the NFL. Exactly. No, Bryce Thompson, starting quarterback. Okay. All right. Let's do that. Let's go to the offense before I lose it completely. Tyler Chandler, gone. That dude's going to be awesome at UNC. Eric Gray, 3-time Mr. Tennessee football. He announced the same day that Henry To'oTo'o said, I'm out. Jared Guantanamo, yeah, that dude's at Washington State. JT Stroud, yeah, that dude is at Colorado. Josh Palmer's gone. We'll see about Velus Jones, but like, goodness me. Brandon Johnson, he gone. Brandon Kennedy, he gone. Trey Smith, he gone. Jameer Johnson, he gone. Wanye Morris, he at Oklahoma. Like, I've not seen this before. Like, we're making jokes about the death penalty, and for those of y'all that don't know, the death penalty is really about TV, right? It's not so much about who you can recruit and how you can recruit them because the money comes from TV, right? Like, I think that, say, Oklahoma makes about $45 million in television revenue each year, right? That's just inside the Big 12. So it's about TV. But if you're going to have to go into the junior college ranks to fill out your roster and look a lot like Kansas in its first year with Les Miles or in its first year with Charlie Weiss, you're going to have more than a little bit of a problem. To say nothing of a lot of these dudes that Tennessee has lost, like Toto and Chandler and Gray and Strout, are dudes that could play. Say nothing of DeAndre Johnson. He's going to be nice. Like, he is nice. Not going to be nice. He is nice. Quavarius Couch, he is nice, right? Like, you 100% are losing some guys that other people want to do. And I'm looking around going, if anybody's going to create the old Troy State, the time is now. For those of y'all don't know don't remember the old Troy State, it used to be the dudes that got, like, released from their national letter of intent because they might have been a knucklehead or had been, seen with the bracelets on from time to time and would no longer being tolerated at their previous school, might end up at Troy State. Troy State used to go wrecking people too, like wrecking them hard. I don't know that we still live in a world where that can happen, just like I don't think we still live in a world where you can hand out McDonald's bags full of cash. I acknowledge, though, that it's fun to think about. That's why I brought it up. And what we are seeing at Tennessee, I think, is also got us eating our popcorn because Tennessee has really, really put itself in a bad way, right? You don't even have an athletic director. You got to get one of those. And the word is expect an athletic director to be hired by next week. But a head coach, don't know, right? Right now it's Kevin Steele's ship. And Big Cat Bryant also, who transferred in from Auburn, might be transferring out to Oklahoma. That's out there, like the Elias Ricks is out there. We're going to talk about that as it continues to go. But I wanted to do this one off top because perhaps there is some space around college football for a really good conversation about college football free agency and transfer portal, because I think college football free agency is way more fun than NFL free agency. And that's really what I want to get on the mic and talk about, is just what we're headed to and just how this is going to be normal. Like, I'm playing with the idea of putting like an all transfer team together because I think there are that many dudes in the portal. That's what I think it's going to be like, not just this year, but the year following. Plus, nobody knows just how good anybody's going to be. Like, I'm fond of saying Utah, Clemson, a couple others are going to be outstanding because they return all 11 starters on defense. But there are lots of teams that are going to have tremendous returning production at most positions, right? You're going to know real quick what you have and what you don't have. I think this is a remarkable time in college football, and I also think that we could see the strongest college football we've ever seen after watching probably the weakest college football we've seen, because there were times when you could not really find out who cared and who didn't. Like the Arizona Bowl, right? That Territorial Cup. It looked like one team was ready to play, one team just said to hell with it, right? Because we all watched Arizona State. It wasn't no fun. And I think you saw that almost as soon as some teams were removed from contention for competing for a conference championship. Right? Like Penn State is way better than what they appear to be. Their ceiling, I think, is the quarterback, and we'll see if Mike Yurcich can help that. But between Will Levis and Sean Clifford, you got some work to do. And that's been the story for a lot of programs. But if you are able to land one of these quarterbacks coming out of the portal, or you have a true freshman that's on his way up that you think can go, now is the time. I'm going to watch some Tennessee football next year just to see what it looks like and to see if this is the only program that was really hit this hard by not the pandemic, but by its own behavior. And that, I think, is remarkable, because we thought that this would be the time for the pandemic to take people out. No, this is the time that they took themselves out with recruiting violations. Henry To'oTo'o, Eric Gray, Ty Chandler, all hitters, man. JT Strout is a hitter. DeAndre Johnson is a hitter. It felt like, at least defensively, it was coming together for Jeremy Pruitt. Scoring points was something else entirely, right? I mean, I remember looking at Juwan Jennings going, what's it going to take? Because that dude can play. Now they're back to that square one. All right, that's it for me. Deuces.